This guy is naturally handsome. हमको बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ती
अरे छोड़िए. Hi folks, on our show today we have Darrpan Mehta, India's #1 voiceover artist. 20 years of experience, voice of Sony and Zee for last 15 years. All television commercials, ads, documentaries, films. The voice, Darrpan Mehta. Hi Darrpan, welcome to the show. Yeah.
Thank you, Reba. Absolute pleasure.
It's good to see you after a decade and you look bloody the same. Yeah. Absolutely the same, no change.
I will tell you the secret, but I'll charge for it because I charge to speak. So
Lovely, lovely, lovely. In last 10 years, where I have seen your voice and I see your voice now, I don't find any change. What is the mantra?
I guess like any other muscle of the body, if you keep it exercised and if you keep it trained, it serves you well. That also works with the voice. Okay. As voiceover artists, since we are used to training and using our voice every day in a lot of ways, so that keeps our voice healthy and absolutely in good shape.
You've done amazing television, you've done commercials. He's the voice behind the top TV commercial ads, the radio, theaters, documentary, feature film, events. He is a very, very big name, Darrpan. Darrpan, you really are a very big name.
And you're very kind. I'm just a student of this art form, and trust me, Reba, it's been 20 years now, a little more than 20 years. But even today, every day, I wake up excited at the prospect that I will get to record behind the microphone.
Okay, Darrpan, tell me about your future projects. Like, what are you doing right now? And like, there's a lot of excitement here. I want to know about your future projects.
So, as you rightly mentioned, I am, as a commercial voice artist, I am doing a lot of television work. Mm-hmm. So, I have a large part of my career has been as, and I'm very proud about that, has been as a voice for various television channels for their on-air promos. So, I've been very, very closely associated with Sony in my earlier years.
Yeah.
And the Zee Network is a very, very dear and a very close part of my life, and I'm the voice of the Zee Network as well. My company, Sugar Medias, is into creating its own audio content.
Oh.
We create content in about 28 languages.
My God.
What I would really be interested in talking about is the kind of work that I want to do about our industry, about the voiceover industry.
Yeah.
So that is one area. So people have hobbies. You probably do something in your spare time, and everyone does that. So what I do in my spare time is I try to do something for my industry. If people don't create a setup for you, it is up to you to create your own setup.
Wow.
So our industry, very shortly, some of us are going to be instituting an award program, a first ever award program for the voice industry in India, which will celebrate the best voice acting talent.
Oh, lovely.
Across dubbing or television, commercials, promos, voiceovers, animation. We know each other for more than 10 years now. We may have met after 10 years, but we know each other from the time I probably entered the industry. Yeah. And one thing that I've learned very early in my life from my parents is that wherever you reach in life, do not forget where you're coming from. It is that attitude of being a student, which I think is very critical, not just for me, but everyone in my profession, which keeps us which keeps us rooted to the ground, which is very important. I don't think there is any industry as good as the voice industry. We have no nepotism, no casting couch. You are judged only on the basis of your work.
There's a concept in medical science which is known as speech therapy. Mm-hmm. Do you correlate your voiceover? Has it something to do with speech therapy? Is it a form, or is it a different branch? What is it?
That's an amazing question, Reba, because voice acting, what we do as voiceover artists, is nothing but a way of speech therapy. Because what happens in speech therapy is they train your physical voice.
All right.
And what happens when we do voice acting is we train not just our physical voice, but also our mind voice. Because what we do as voiceover artists has a lot to do with how we think.
For an actor, a film director is a god. But for a voiceover artist, it is the sound engineer. Am I correct?
Absolutely, you're in bang on. Absolutely. I think sound engineers are the silent soldiers of the industry.
Yeah.
So I think, like voices, even sound engineers have a long way to go when it comes to getting their due.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. What has education got to do with the view? You have your script, you read it.
That's I'm glad that you're grilling me on this. So there was a time, Reba, 25 years back, when voice artists were only expected to probably come into the studio, say the lines that they had.
Yeah.
Today, things are very dynamic. It's important for a voice artist to be very cued in What if you're doing something about a pharmaceutical firm, and if you're not well read,
correct.
or you're
Certain
doing
dictions and pronunciations and all that.
Diction, pronunciation, special. What happens is, Reba,
I get you, yeah.
When you're educated, you have a worldview. Like any other profession, a voice artist also needs to be educated. When I say educated, I don't mean he needs to have a degree in a certain field of work or field of education. I mean a voice artist should be as aware about the world as anybody else.
You give your voiceover for a film or an ad commercial or radio, and suddenly you are recognized world over. Do you feel that you should be visually be seen also?
That's a great last question. So it's a catch-22, Reba. So everything in life has a pro and a con. As a voice artist, yes, many of us feel the lack of that visibility sometimes does play on our mind. That there are times when I'm sitting somewhere and there's television and there's something playing which is my voice, and I know that the guy next to me is enjoying that. But he has no idea that the person who is listening to is sitting next to him. So yes, that time it pinches. But the advantage or the pro is that the same anonymity becomes a great advantage, because unlike the visual world, voices don't age. So, I can be 75 and hopefully I will still be relevant as a voice artist, and I'll probably have a better, deeper sounding voice. But I don't know how relevant a person would be at that age if he or she is working for the visual world. So, yeah.
Voice don't age. That's Darrpan Mehta. Thanks a lot, Darrpan, for giving your valuable time.
Absolute pleasure.
Always a pleasure talking to you. Take care.
Best of luck. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Keep watching.
Hey, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, and if you wish to see more of our content, hit that subscribe button.